The truth never arrives alone. It always brings consequences. Adam stood completely still as the weight of everything finally, irrevocably caught up to him. The lies he told, the crushing silence he maintained, the choices he made, thinking he was protecting love only, to discover he was just protecting himself. The crime was no longer a distant news story. The danger was no longer a theoretical threat. It was here, in this room, breathing down his neck. Maya watched him from across the space, her expression calm in a way that only comes after the sharpest edges of pain have been worn smooth. She wasn't angry anymore. Anger had burned out weeks ago, leaving behind only a cold, hard clarity. "This is where it ends," she said, her voice quiet but firm. Adam nodded. He already knew, not just because she said it, but because the truth had stripped away every last illusion he had desperately hidden behind. Luke was gone, a ghost who had vanished back into the shadows, but the damage he had unleashed remained like a poison in the air. The authorities were closing in, their net tightening with each passing hour. Deals Adam thought he had buried deep were clawing their way back to the surface. He was learning a brutal lesson. Every lie has a receipt, and the bill always comes due. Finally, breaking the suffocating silence, Adam spoke. "I never meant for any of this to reach you." Maya's gaze met his unwavering, but it did. That was the final, undeniable truth between them. For the first time in what felt like a lifetime, they talked without arguing. There was no defensiveness, no manipulation, no desperate scramble to hold on to something that was already broken. Just honesty, late, expansive, and devastatingly honest. "I loved you," Maya said, the words spoken in the past tense. It wasn't an accusation, just a fact. "I know," Adam replied, his voice rough with unshed tears. "That's what hurts the most." Faintly, in the distance, sirens began to wail. Not close enough to make them run, but not far enough to ignore. A soundtrack to the end of their world. Adam understood what this moment was asking of him. What he had to do. "I won't drag you down with me," he said, the words tasting like ash. "Whatever happens next, it's mine to face. Alone." Maya felt his words settle in her soul. This wasn't him abandoning her. This was accountability. It was the first truly selfless thing he had done in a long time. She stepped closer, not to stay, but to say goodbye properly, to close this chapter of her life. "Love isn't supposed to cost you your future," she said softly, "and staying with you would." Adam nodded, the truth of her words hitting him harder than any physical blow. "I hope one day you can remember me without pain." "I will," Maya replied, her own voice steady, "just not as someone I could stay with." They separated without drama. There was no screaming, no desperate pleas, no hollow promises to return. Just two people finally accepting the truth they had avoided for so long. Outside, Adam took one final, deep breath as the flashing red and blue lights grew brighter, reflecting in the puddles on the street. Whether it was arrest, public exposure, or something far worse waiting for him, it no longer mattered. He had chosen truth, and the truth always collects its debt. Maya walked away, disappearing into the quiet anonymity of the city street. She wasn't healed, not completely, but she was honest. She was stronger for finally choosing herself. She was changed forever by loving someone who couldn't outrun his past. Some love stories don't end with forever. They end with understanding, and sometimes the most painful truth of all is this: what was here still wasn't enough.